So we've been bringing you weekly in-depth interviews on the various parties' election manifestos. We take you now to Durban, where the SABC's news political editor, Mavundla, is standing by with the NFP's Deputy President, Jeremiah Mavundla. Mzwai, it's over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Tsepiso, and a very good evening to our viewers and, of course, the viewers of Full View. Again, this evening we are having a conversation with the acting president of the NFP. Remember, he is the deputy president, and their constitution basically says in the event the president is incapacitated or is no longer able to discharge the duties. So in this event, we know what happened. So it means he is the acting president, Jeremiah Mavundla. So he will be speaking to us about a number of issues. Of course, they've launched their manifestos, they've promised all that they could, and of course the general state of politics within his own party and in South Africa in general. Mr. Mavundla, welcome to the SABC. It's good to have you. And of course, you've just launched your manifesto and promised all sorts of things. I guess that's the nature of political parties, to promise. Well, some do implement. So you've had that opportunity at some point. My first question would be, today is exactly 10 years since the NFP was launched, and coincidentally, its first order of business was to run for local government municipalities. Why do you think South Africans should give you a mandate this time around?
Thank you very much, and good evening to the viewers at home. I appreciate that I'm getting this opportunity today to be here. And going straight to your question, yes, today we should be celebrating our 10th year since we were launched as the party in the South African politics. I think South Africans have a reason, a very big reason to vote for us in these elections. One of the typical reasons is that unfortunately we were very hurt by us not contesting the election of the 2016. So for us not being in the in the system from 2016, I suppose that has given us enough chance to rebuild ourselves, to view the whole issues that has been happening. In fact, to look at what are the issues that other parties were not fulfilling to the communities, and what is the gap that we, when we come in these elections, what is the gap that we are going to close, because we have had enough time to look at when we were outside.
Well, you talking about the issue, which is quite interesting. You were formed 10 years ago, and then already there's an election you did not contest. So do you think South Africans can trust someone who, at a young age like you, already are missing the steps? So what if people had wanted to vote for NFP, but you simply couldn't get your house in order?
Yes, they are to trust us. Yes, we had a very unfortunate event that happened in 2016. But because of that event, we have been able to regroup ourselves and be able to offer better energy and better ideas that we are going to bring in. So that's the reason they are to.
But is that not an indictment on you as a party or on you as leadership that, I mean, barely 5 months after your establishment, you're already missing deadlines?
If I can be blunt and think as if everyone is asleep and say, yes, it was supposed to be, because every time a young child is expected to miss the steps because he's young and he's trying to grow.
But this is about governing the country. You miss the steps. Just imagine if the majority of South Africans wanted to give you the opportunity. You're not there.
Yes, I agree with you there. We were very wrong. You don't know how hard we suffer from this event. You don't know how heavy we have to face our members who wanted to vote and we didn't vote. Yes, the truth is those who were in those positions before, there are those who there are them who let us down. So, like I said, we have revived ourselves. You're seeing me now. By that time, there was Njovu, there was whoever who was there, and I'm not those people.
I hear you saying it's individuals who led to you not registering or not paying the deposit. Does this mean the party is ruled on personality basis rather than structures? Assuming you were charged with that responsibility and then you had forgotten, but were there no structures or committees that would say, have you done this, have you done that? So that's why my question is, why should South Africans trust a party that can't get its house in order at a very early age?
Yes, they must trust us. Those individuals who done those mistakes, I must say, yes, there were structures, but indeed, even those structures, most of them have left. Most of them, the branches down there, they chased them away because they did what they did.
Was it because of divisions and factionalism within the party?
Yes.
All right. You are 5 years old, already battling factionalism, and are not able to register as a party. Clearly not a good signal and not a good picture to South Africans.
For the party, yes, it is not. For the party and for someone who's looking outside, it's not good. I agree with you. It's not good. But for us who are inside, who know exactly who did what and why he did that, we know why all that happened. That is why I'm saying to you, we have revived, we have bring in better energies, better ideas, better people to run the party.
How debilitating are the splinter groups to the party? I mean, I know you used to have very interesting individuals who have since gone there, who have since formed their own parties. In fact, I can think of 2 or even 3 as I sit here. How weakening has that been to you as a party? Those people who've been forming out of you?
In most times, when someone defect and go to form his party, in his mind, I suppose, he think he's going to weaken the NFP. But in fact, he's making the NFP more vibrant, because as you can say, as you can count them, most of those who are defected are the same people who put the NFP into this question you are asking me about.
Weakening the NFP, is
Yes.
that? Are they weakening the NFP?
They are trying to weaken the NFP.
But I think evidence on the ground suggests that the party is being weakened. When you because I'll judge you with the 2014 general elections, where, for example, in the National Assembly you got 6 seats. Come 2019, you only got 2. Clearly, you're going down.
Yeah.
So, do you accept that those who are leaving you or who are breaking away from you are weakening you?
I wouldn't agree to say that going down is caused by those who are breaking away.
Yeah.
I would say the going down is caused by people not putting or not trusting, as you've been asking, not trusting the NFP the way they trusted before. The other thing is the fact that our president, he felt sick.
Yeah.
Most people were trusting our president as more than whoever, and the president felt sick.
Yes.
Then the trust of the organization, which was built on the president, then go down.
Talking about the president, may his soul rest in peace. You yourself, in manifesto, I think you were quite clear about the kind of pain in the head you were going through and the gap that she had left. Will you be able, as a party, to survive without the late Zanele Kamakwaza Msibi?
I think the party is going to survive because obviously one of the things that was making the party was exactly the uncertainty that the members have. You know, you have been talking about the factions. Now, as we have agreed, we have seated down as the leaders, and we're trying to build a unity, and we are agreeing that soon after the elections, we are going to convene an elective conference. Then where the national structure would be elected. Then I would say if someone wants to judge the NFP, he would judge from that structure which would be elected democratically and which would be elected soon after the passing on of the president.
I think you have just said yourself that the party was built around her personality. She is no more. And when she took ill, you could see the party started to struggle. Now, sadly, she is no more permanently. So, hence my question that will the party survive? But of course, you've said you are going to go to elections. How will you rebrand yourself outside of Zanele Kamakwaza Msibi?
I think the rebranding of the NFP outside our late president would be on the values of the Constitution, would be on the Constitution itself, would be on the objectives of which are there in the Constitution. And also, it would be branded again because before we will go to the elective conference, we are going to convene a policy conference. It's where we will deal with the NFP. Now, we will not be dealing with the NFP and Zanele Makwaza. We will be dealing with the NFP. And then in that policy conference, I think it's where the branding of the NFP would be emerged and would be seen from the members and from the South Africans.
Do you sometimes worry that your own constitution as the NFP may have prevented you from renewing earlier than what you would have wanted? I'll tell you why. I think your constitution basically says the first president, which is in this instance Kamakwaza Msibi, should serve 10 years. So she took ill, and then you could see that things were not going well, but there's nothing you could do about it. So do you sometimes feel your own constitution as a party may have prevented you from renewing yourself earlier?
like I said, we will convene the policy. It will be the policy, and
no, I can hear that. I'm talking about where we come from now. Remember, your constitution says the first president must serve for 10 years. And then after that, then she or he can be contested. So the party was established in 2011, and then she took ill in 2014. You have admitted that after she took ill, things didn't go well. But there's nothing you could do despite that she was ill, because the constitution basically said you couldn't replace her. Your constitution.
No, it wasn't because of the constitution.
Okay.
In fact, it was because of the trust that we always put at trust in her. And also, we always think that she will come right. You can't. We were. Yes, I can use the word. We were afraid to say, to just say, no, she's ill, and then let's forget about her. Then we were thinking that she's going to come right. She's going to come right. Let us give her a chance. It wasn't necessarily the Constitution, because the Constitution says she was allowed to serve 2 terms. But obviously, now she's no more. Then we are going to convene the conference. But it was not the Constitution that prevented us from electing another president. It was the fact that we were thinking that the president is going to come around.
When in 2019 you went down from 6 seats to 2 seats, and then in 2020 you still, given that her challenges were well documented, and you still elected her despite her difficulty. So didn't you feel perhaps you were putting unnecessary pressure on her, given that at the time she was already struggling with ill health?
I don't know whether we were putting pressure, but we were members. They wanted her. Members, they have a trust that she's still going to come back. They didn't think, and up until the message that she's no more, it came out. Then they said she's no more. But having her, and they were seeing her, sometimes she would come to the meetings and they would see the progress that she was making. And they said, no, she's going to come around. Let's give her a chance. Let's follow the Constitution.
Last year, you had the election that elected this leadership. But you and I, as we sit here, we know there was another faction that wanted to hold its own conference. As a result, your namesake, Mr. Mavundla, ended up leaving. And then that is the person who had won you the award. I think in Mvoti. Remember, you didn't contest in 2016. So, given that you have those dynamics, how are you honestly going to deal with the issue of factionalism within the party? Because it's clear, we are talking about last year, even when Mam Zanele was still around. How are you going to deal with that situation?
The factionalism is not only in the NFP. If we're following the politics of South Africa, we know most of the parties they suffer the same sickness of the factionalism. And also, I wouldn't sit here and say, here is the recipe, we're going to go A, B, C and deal with the factionalism. Because the factionalism, it's about one looking at the other side and one looking at the other side. And the issue there, because that is democracy, you have to look this side and you have to look this side. But what is bringing a problem is that when you look this side and the other one look this side and you don't bring your eyes back again, then that's where the problem is. But we as we are saying, we want to bring in the leadership that is going to create a unity, that is going to bring in everyone inside, and we look in one direction.
Yes. I am insisting on this point, Mr. Mavundla, because I'm trying to say you are battling your internal issues at a very young age as a party. And then you are at the same time promising that you will turn municipalities around when you get given power. So that's what I'm saying. When you're still struggling to deal with something that is perhaps at a lesser extent, how are you going to deal with the bigger issues of service delivery?
The issue here within the party is different from within the municipalities. The problems which we are faced with in the party is the power fightings. The one wants to be what, one wants to be white. But if we put everyone like we have did, we have elected or we have nominated candidates in many wards here in South Africa without fighting or without battling in them, then we are certain that if these people get to be elected by the community, they know what they are going to do in the municipality. And like I'm saying, the issues of the NFP would be far different from the issues of the municipalities.
And then they would have access to resources. Don't you think that is a recipe for an even bigger fight?
I would put that the other way around and say the reason they are fighting, they don't have resources. But once they have resources, they would now focus better on building the NFP.
But will the fight not escalate because now people would want to access resources as much as possible?
I don't think so. The way we have nominated them and the way we are talking to them, even yesterday, I've been talking to the candidates at Utugela district and trying to build their minds to focus on what we have elected them to do in the municipalities.
I know the NFP has been visible, but you as the acting president may not have been that visible. So any reason?
No, there's no reason for that. There's no reason for that.
So why have you not been up and down campaigning?
I've been, I would say, Baba, I've been up and down campaigning. It's only that you are not seeing me. It's only that the media is not seeing me. But in fact, I've been up and down campaigning. I'm telling you, yesterday I've been at Utugela campaigning there. The other day I was at the other district campaigning there. And every day I am in my district campaigning there. Like I'm telling you, yesterday was Sunday, I was at Utugela. On Saturday I was at Ulundi. It's only that the media is not seeing me. That's why you said you are not I'm not visible.
The media is not seeing you, maybe because you don't let us know where you are. Correct?
Maybe, because I don't know how can I let you know where you are.
Okay. I heard you talk about the elections, saying after the local government elections, you are going to a conference to elect leadership. Did I hear you right?
Yes.
But you've just elected. So are you replacing the late president, or it will be the whole conference? What is it?
You making me go back again and say the conference we had in 2019, obviously, that where I was elected,
yes,
that conference, other members challenged that conference in court. Unfortunately, our judiciary, up to now, we haven't received the outcome of that court case. But we have seated as the members and say, look, we're waiting for that judgment, because that judgment would tell us whether the conference was legitimate or it was not. But now we said as members, we will talk to the members and say, fine, whether the judgment is coming, whatever direction, now that our president is no longer there. Otherwise, we were going to convene and elect the president. But now, let us to try and satisfy even those, even we know we can't satisfy everyone, but let us try and satisfy even those who are not satisfied. And we know again that some of those who were not satisfied about the conference have left the party. But we're saying we're going to convene an elective conference and elect the whole structure so that maybe most of the members would be satisfied by that.
I think that's pretty clear, Mr. Mavundla. As the acting president, will you avail yourself if the members say we want Mr. Mavundla to be president of the NFP?
I haven't taken a decision about that because obviously I want to be subjected by the members. Now, I said in various times, in various occasions, discouraging the members to talk about that conference, because if we start now talking about that conference, we're going to shift the focus. We encouraging all our members to focus on the local government elections. Then after the local government election, then we will open the debate of the succession. Then if anyone...
that's very clear. I think you are very clear.
Thank you.
But the question I'm asking is, in the event, post-elections, the membership says, we would like Mr. Mavundla to lead the NFP. Would you avail yourself?
The Constitution says a member has a right to be elected and to elect. I will follow the Constitution.
So, if I interpreted that basically means you will accept the nomination.
I will follow the Constitution.
Following the Constitution, which means you would agree to be elected.
No, I think you must be satisfied. The Constitution dictates what I have said. And I'm saying I will follow the Constitution.
Yes, no, I understand you. I understand you that you'll follow the Constitution. It's just that I don't want us to leave this interview and then I second guess Mr. Mavundla. I need to know exactly the question I asked Mr. Mavundla if I got the answer that he meant. I'm going to repeat it. The Constitution says you have a right to elect and to be elected. Post-election of November 1, the membership of the NFP says, so far so good, Mr. Mavundla, we would prefer continuity. We're electing you as the president of the party. Would you accept that?
If the members say so.
That's it. That's all I wanted to know. So if the members say so, you'll take it. No, I guess that's fair, because you would not have decided on your own.
That's right.
No, clearly. On the other issue, perhaps, on your manifesto, you also, I think, took several swipes at your former party, the IFP. These elections are quite heavily contested. Any possibility that you may work together with the IFP in case, let's say, you win a municipality, then you short of one vote, and then the IFP says, we're willing?
Like in 2011,
Yeah.
when there were 19 hung municipalities,
Yes.
we were open for any party which says they want to work with us, and that approached us to work with them. You must remember, or you must accept that, in fact, there is no permanent fight between NFP and IFP. We just different parties. They are IFP, we are NFP. So if anyone, not necessarily only the IFP, if any other, even the ANC, if they approach us, we will definitely view what would be the what would be that good that the communities will receive out of that working together, because we won't just say we will work with A and don't work with B only because we don't like A or we like B, but we will look at what would be the benefit that will go to the communities.
Are you worried that some of your members appear to be going back to the IFP, judging by the recent results in the general elections? Does that worry you?
No, it doesn't worry us, because some are going back, some are coming back.
But if you look at the number, you are polling much less than what you did in previous years.
Oh yes, if you judge that by the election results, I would agree, but not that they are going. You must remember that in 2016 we did not go into the election.
No, I'm talking about 2019.
No, I'm going there.
Okay.
In 2016 we did not go to election.
Yes.
As a result, we were found wanting, and our members who wanted to vote, they say, oh, rather we vote for the IFP.
I think,
and that has given us a challenge that after we said we want we're coming back to the election.
I think we've dealt with that aspect. I think at the beginning that's what we dealt with. So that's why I'm coming to 2019, because I'm judging you by your recent results. In 2014, nationally, you had 6 members in parliament. In 2019, you had 2. So, which means there is a decline, and the evidence points to people going back to the IFP, because I think that's where you had taken the biggest chunk. My question is, are you worried that the IFP is taking its members back?
No, I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
Why?
Like I'm saying,
yes.
You're judging us with 2019.
Yes.
I'm saying, as I was wanting to explain to you, people went to the IFP on 2016, and in 2019 we were working hard to bring those people back. Unfortunately, we did not succeed at. That's what I can say. We did not succeed to take our members back.
Let's put
but
it this
now,
way.
as we are going to this election, we are working more harder to take our members back.
Yes. I think let's look at this simple stat. 2011, you did exceptionally well, being the new party. 2014, you did reasonably well. I'm not going to count 2016. 2019, you drop. And 2019 is the most recent results. Hence my question.
No, accept what I'm saying. 2016, our member,
I'm not mentioning, okay.
Wait. 2016,
yes.
Our members went back to IFP and vote IFP.
Yes.
2019, we were working to bring back our members.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying we worked hard to bring back our members. Unfortunately, we did not succeed. And now we are still proceeding on that working, bringing back our members. You will see the result. This coming result, you will see.
Of course, I will still have a chat with you,
Thank
and
you.
then I will ask you, and you will have to account for this, right?
Thank you.
It's a deal?
Yeah.
All right. And
I will invite you. Maybe I will be inaugurated as a mayor in one of these municipalities.
Wow, that would be great. That would be great. In fact, you have been a mayor before, mayor of Nongoma.
Yes.
Where you were assisted by, I think, the ANC.
Yes.
And you also have run Dumbe municipality.
Yes.
Somehow, are you able to point out at any most notable success in any of those municipalities under your leadership?
Under my leadership.
As NFP, not you as a person.
The successes would be more probably in Nongoma. For the first time in Nongoma, the people of Nongoma received housing, the housing from the government. Whilst from years back, there were no, even one community member who received a subsidy housing. But for in our NFP leadership, we built houses.
I'm not downplaying the issue of housing in the rural areas, but is it really the priority in the rural areas, the issue of housing?
It is a priority because the Constitution says so.
I'm talking in terms of the conditions on the ground. I think you being from the rural areas, you would know what people need the most. I think the first thing would be water, electricity, and roads. That is the immediate thing. So were you able to create proper access roads, proper electricity and water during your reign?
In the reign of us governing Zululand, governing Nongoma, governing Dumbe, the district, Zululand, they provided lot of water projects in the 5 local municipalities. We in the government of our president, she struck the water from Jozini and bring it into Zululand. I would say in Dumbe, Dumbe is mostly the farms there, yeah. But Dumbe local municipality created access roads within the farm areas.
In Nongoma, where you were the mayor, access roads?
Yes, we make many access roads that we built in Nongoma. I can count them. We built a road, an access road from it's called Kokwaneni Road. It's from Espambanweni to Kokwaneni. That road is gravel. Before it was muddy, and you can't go there. We built a road from Ohieni to Suswaneni. That road, you can't go there. It was stony, and I built the road there. And there's a lot of access road. I'm just counting.
Sure. That's what I wanted to know. In 30 seconds, should the NFP be given the mandate to govern the majority of municipalities in the country, what are the 2 most important things we'll do in 30 seconds?
We will concentrate in providing water, because people, they don't have water, whether in rural areas, whether in township, and even in towns. We will concentrate in water. Secondly, we will concentrate in providing the access. We will also concentrate in maintaining the roads. If you go to the in the locations, yeah. you will find a lot of potholes. Roads are not maintained. We will concentrate on those issues.
What is the municipalities, or which municipalities will the NFP govern post actually from Tuesday next week?
Anyone that the community will elect us to govern.
But in terms of your support and where you have been working, which ones do you think these ones we're taking?
We're working strongly in Zululand. We're working strongly at Utugela. If I'm saying Zululand, I mean Zululand the district and the 5 local municipalities. If I'm saying Utugela, I mean the Utugela district and the 4 local municipalities there.
Wow. There will be the time, and then remember we're talking about Monday.
Yes.
So I'll be able to put a call through to say election has come and gone. But thank you very much, Mr. Mavundla, for the opportunity and to talk to us about a number of issues affecting the party. So as a young party, we look forward to engaging with you more. And of course, that leadership that will be elected, we're also looking forward. Fortunately, you've told us that should the membership say serve, you will serve.
Oh yes, thank you very much also. And like I said, I appeal to the people of South Africa to give us an opportunity. We know we have messed up somehow, but we have regained ourselves, and we are working very hard. The other thing we are working very hard is to open an opportunity for the youth. It might not be me who will be leading the party by then, but the youth, we're opening an opportunity for the youth. They are going to take the party forward.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mavundla. Well, so there was Jeremiah Mavundla, who's the acting president of the NFP, who was having a conversation with us on a number of issues. And of course, you heard us unpack some of the areas that they perhaps need to look at. As you know, so we've been conducting a number of these interviews. All the parties represented in Parliament were invited to be part of this discussion. I just want to make that one clear so that South Africans know that we've been giving the opportunity to everyone. So the criterion we used is that everyone represented in Parliament shall be given this opportunity. Tsepiso?
Thank you very much, my colleague Mavundla, SABC political editor, in conversation there with the acting president, who's the deputy president of the NFP, Jeremiah Mavundla, on a number of issues. Mr. Mavundla digging in his heels on some of those difficult questions about why they failed to get their house in order, having missed the last elections. But as you heard him say, they're a young party, they deserve another chance, and they believe they are up to the task, that they can be trusted, and also somehow definitely avoiding that issue of whether or not he will stand for the party leadership, saying now's not the time, the focus must be on the elections, but leaning on the constitution of the NFP, saying that it does say anybody can stand for elections. So if that opportunity, when pressed, the answer comes, he will possibly take it. Now, you've heard some of those issues, what the NFP is fighting for in its local government elections manifesto.